I've just been asked to look into some of the old writings of an old colleague of mine, Professor Tolkien. There's one or two papers here that's still left that nobody's ever read before, so I thought, well, I'd better just go through them and see. I found something here. I think it must be the beginning of some new tale or other that he must have started writing. And so I just thought I'd just read it to you. I mean, I know there's a new film coming out soon, so everybody's probably going to be quite interested in it. I don't know whether there's anything in it or not, but it might be of interest to Tolkien scholars anyway. So this is what I found. It says, at that time in Middle-earth, there arose a new power, and none knew whence it sprang because of its secret workings. It was known as the Board, but afterwards the wise could see that it fulfilled the old prophecy: one board to rule them, one board to find them, one board to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Its members, although they numbered more than the 9 of old, were so shadowy they were believed to be wraiths of great sorcery. Soon it was feared only those hapless enough to put on the one ring and fall into evil would actually be able to see them at all. Nevertheless, the wise were able to discover something of their inner workings through the medium of Middle-earth Area Working Party, to which their deeds were reported, and which met in public. Myorp was akin to the elves in Middle-earth in that it seemed to be on the verge of leaving altogether through lack of anything to do, and showed little love for being involved in the present-day conflicts such as the Battle of Vision 2031. However, it soon appeared Myorp had its uses as a telepathic communication with those who met in secret. Through this medium, the wise discovered there were some ideas coming into consideration which might eventually change the world as they knew it. Foremost among these was the vision for the future shape and size of the town centre. The town centre was, of course, no different from what it had been in the elder days, as some still thought of the time before expansion threw down the mountains, changed the courses of the rivers, and gave over so much of Middle-earth to the men, dwarves and hobbits from London. Soon many of the types of item which one used to be able to buy at the little independent shops could now only be purchased by entering the mines of Tesco or Sainsbury's, if then. Furthermore, the long single street design made it great labour for people to stay and browse all through the outlets available. So it had long been suggested the shape of the town centre should be widened. The wise had heard the idea of decking built out over Jubilee Walk car park to fill that bit in. In fact, years ago there had been a plan to do that, in which the wizards from out of the west of McDonald's were to be involved. But it was never achieved, and all knew of the dead marshes, a space around the shut co-op where no man walked. However, the board thought further and deeper than any in Middle-earth. It suggested that the focus of the town centre might be moved to Eringshausen Way. It imagined this partly or wholly pedestrianised. It envisaged shops down there, so people no longer arrived in town at the ugly rear of things. Then the old battlefields of pedestrianisation could be abandoned, and cars might once again be free to roam the high street, once Eringshausen Way was shut. It wouldn't be the first time the town centre had been moved in Middle-earth. Back in the 12th century, which is so far back in time that even the elves remember no songs about it, the same process was taking place. In those days, the town centre was somewhere about Clements Lane roundabout and Bevan House, but the main road was in the same place, maybe Roman, although some contest that, so it was the work of Ents. In those days, traders gravitated toward roads where potential customers might be travelling past, rather than setting up in huge hidden halls that customers would have to make a special journey to reach. So it was that traders set up their stalls beside the Great East Road, and eventually the rest of the town followed, and that was half a mile away. And this new move would just be 100 yards, and this, the wise discovered, was the aim of the board.